I'm Angela Blanchard, and I'm President and CEO of Neighborhood Centers, Inc. And it's a true pleasure to welcome you all to Baker-Ripley. The whole purpose of this site is to welcome. We are Houston's welcome mat. We built this site starting 8 years ago in the midst of a change in Houston in which we were becoming the most diverse city in the United States. It was built by philanthropy and celebration of the fact that 1 out of every 4 Houstonians is foreign born. This we celebrate today. In addition, Neighborhood Centers has our roots in the Settlement House, a movement dating back over 100 years, meant to welcome people from all over the world. Houston, as a global city, I say it's much easier to be a global city if the world is in your city. So it's a tremendous honor today to welcome City Council members, HISD board members, our Chief of Police, welcome to Houston. And our Superintendent, welcome to Houston. But it's a really special honor for me today to welcome Mayor Turner to this press conference to Baker-Ripley. He led for many years and served us well in Austin, and he's leading well in Houston, and he stood for his entire career on a platform of welcoming an opportunity for everyone. So this is a great moment for me to say to you, welcome to Baker-Ripley, and over to you, Mayor.
Let me start off by thanking Angela for hosting us this morning at this center, and certainly to Neighborhood Centers. Let me just acknowledge the fine work that Neighborhood Centers and Angela Blanchard have been doing over the years. So thank you so much. Let me also acknowledge that we're in Councilmember Laster's district, District J. And I want to acknowledge Councilmember Robert Gallegos, who is also here with us as well. There are a number of elected officials that are here, and of course you'll be hearing from the superintendent, who is here from HISD, and we will certainly want to welcome him. And then Houston's police chief, Chief Acevedo, who is also here, and you'll be hearing from him shortly. But before I even make my comments, I certainly want everyone to note the diversity, the beauty, the richness that is in this room today, which reflects not just District J and not just District I, but it reflects the diversity of our great city. And so just all give yourselves a hand, because today we have people that come from all walks of life that are right here in this room. And I think that's a wonderful thing. When I ran for mayor, you often heard me say that I wanted Houston to be a city with no limits, acting responsibly, where government works for the people and is held to a higher standard, a city of hope, opportunity, and inspiration. That is the city I, along with your help, hope to continue to build. Houston is a city of immigrants and refugees, and they have a long and deep-rooted history in making Houston the great city that it is today. As the nation's 4th largest city and most diverse metropolitan area in America, Houston is home to people from all over the world. 1 in 4 Houstonians is foreign born. Over 140 languages are spoken in our neighborhoods, and 90 countries are officially represented in the Consular Corps. Immigrants and refugees are our neighbors. They are the families at our schools, churches, temples, and mosques. They contribute to Houston's vibrant economy, running many small businesses, and working in all of Houston's diverse industries. On any given day, you can literally travel the globe right here in the city of Houston. And trust me, I have many, many, many times. As mayor of Houston, I pledge to continue to work tirelessly for all Houstonians and to ensure that Houston we know, where all are welcome, where neighbors look out for one another, where residents feel safe, where we are proud of our diversity, is the Houston we continue to count on. Regardless of where you come from, what you look like, your disability, what you believe, or who you love, we stand together as Houstonians. And Houston will be a just and compassionate city that will work to protect all people from discrimination and other forms of mistreatment. The fact of the matter is that we are all in this together. In the wake of the national election, many members of our community are asking whether they will continue to have a place in our great city. They fear for themselves, their children, and their communities. We cannot ignore those realities. They come from different countries. They practice different religions. They are Protestants, Catholics, Muslims. They speak different languages. So let me be very clear and speak directly to them as the mayor of this great city. The city that existed prior to the election is the same city that exists today. So again, I want to be very clear. The city of Houston, this great city that existed prior to the election, that welcomed you here to this city, that rejoiced in your diversity, that city still exists today. I intend to do everything within my power as your mayor to protect you, to respect you, and to serve you as your mayor. We will not tolerate hate crimes and threats against our residents. We all want a justice system that treats us fairly, which is why we support policies and practices that adhere to the basic American principles of equality, justice, and due process. We believe in the city of Houston in our United States Constitution. I want everyone to know that the city of Houston, including our police department and our court system, will always, always respect your constitutional rights and will ensure that victims and witnesses of crime can come forward without fear of retaliation, regardless of where they come from. Houston always has been and always will be a welcoming city. This not only means what I have just said about the needs for communities to feel safe, but it also means examining what we can do now to build upon the progress we have already made. For example, I, along with mayors from other U.S. cities, sent a letter to President-elect Trump asking that the incoming administration to support the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program, known as DACA. I believe it is important to protect our youth. Children should not be afraid of deportation. And I believe that it is essential that we do everything to protect these kids from being deported from the United States. And as the mayor of this city, I want you to know that I see you, appreciate you, respect you, and will always stand by you. I have also launched the City of Houston's Office of New Americans, which will serve immigrant and refugee communities living in Houston. The new name reflects the desire for the constituents who come here to pursue the American dream and become citizens of this great country. A few months ago, I tasked leaders and organizations working with immigrant and refugee communities to begin developing a comprehensive plan called Welcoming Houston. This plan will help us develop best practices on how to better integrate and assist newly arrived Houstonians into our city. They will be reporting their findings directly to me early next year. I have asked them to make timely recommendations with measurable and transparent objectives on how the city can make immigrant, refugee, and other marginalized populations feel safe in their communities, identify ways to improve coordination among their agencies, assess services, needs, and gaps, and identify resources to meet the needs of the community they serve. The primary goal of this plan will be to make sure that anyone who works and lives in the city of Houston can feel welcome and a part of the city that we all call home. And this is your home. And as the mayor of the city of Houston, I am glad you are here. Over the last 11 months, I have repeatedly spoken about how diverse we are. And over the last 11 months, I have taken definitive steps to showcase that diversity at the highest level of decision-making in this city. I would only ask that you look at the department heads, many of them that are here today. The department heads and those who serve in appointed position reflect the diversity of this city in terms of ethnicity, in terms of race, in terms of religion, in terms of sexual orientation. It matters not to me where you come from or what you look like. What is important is that you are Houston, and you are Houston at its best, and we appreciate it. In this city, we serve not only to be a diverse city, but every single day we shall strive to be an inclusive city. In closing, let me say it again. Houston has been and will always be a welcoming city for all people. If you are aware of actions by those who want to create an unwelcoming atmosphere, there are places to go for help. Right here, and we'll provide a list of various community hotlines that have been created, and there is more information available at welcominghouston.org. If you feel threatened, please reach out. We intend to work to investigate these crimes fully, and as your mayor, I will always have your back. I want to now, before I invite Superintendent Carranza, certainly want to acknowledge Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who is here from the 18th Congressional District. I want to acknowledge State Senator Sylvia Garcia, who is also here. And I know others will be introduced as well. So again, let me just say, I am proud to be the mayor of this city that reflects the rainbow of things that exist across the globe. We are truly a rainbow of many colors, truly. Our religions and our faith cover the gamut. Whether you're a Baptist or Muslim, you have every right to practice your faith, and we shall respect it. Whether you are from a country far, far away, or whether or not you arrived from Louisiana.
A country far, far away.
A country far, far away. The reality is, you are in this city, and we love the fact that you are here. And this city will always use all the means and the resources that we have available to protect your interests and to demonstrate to you in real terms that you are welcome in this city. Now, let me call on the superintendent of ISD, Richard Carranza, to say a few words.
So thank you, Mr. Mayor. You inspire us with your leadership and your words, and I would also like to add my voice to the chorus of thanks to all of our elected officials, our appointed department heads, everyone that is here. I especially want to thank one of our Board of Trustees, Jolanda Jones, for being here as well in solidarity. And Mr. Mayor, thank you for your leadership on this very important topic. I also want to thank Angela Blanchard of the Neighborhood Center. I had the opportunity to tour here a few weeks ago and am absolutely impressed with the service that is being done for our communities, especially our immigrant communities right here in this center. So you can count on HISD to be a strong partner with you in that work as well. What I'd like to do is share a few thoughts with our students and our immigrant community on behalf of the Houston Independent School District. One thing that drew me, now starting my 14th week here in Houston, and proudly a Houstonian, but the one thing that drew me to Houston was the diversity of this community. It is the most diverse community of any big city in America. Houston today looks like what America will be in the future. We are the future. And we know that families come to Houston seeking peace and opportunities for success. And I know that our parents want their students to be safe in our schools. So I'm here as a superintendent of the Houston Independent School District to assure our parents that our schools are safe and that they will not be places where immigration raids will take place. Your students are safe. As the mayor mentioned, with the rhetoric associated with the election, there's lots of talk about raids and immigration sweeps. There are Supreme Court cases that guarantee the right for our students to have a free and public education in our school system. And I understand that many of our families are scared and many of our students may be worried. But when you come to school, you're coming to a safe haven, and we will protect your rights in our schools. Now, before I say a couple of words exactly about what we're doing in our school district, because we're very proud of the work that we're doing, quisiera dar unas cuantas palabras en español a nuestra comunidad inmigrante. Como superintendente de las escuelas públicas aquí en Houston, quiero asegurarles a todos nuestros padres de familia, a nuestros estudiantes, a nuestra comunidad, que nuestras escuelas van a ser zonas de seguridad. Que ustedes están seguros en nuestras escuelas y no vamos a permitir que haya riesgos de inmigración en nuestras escuelas. Cuando vengan a nuestras escuelas van a estar seguros. Y queremos asegurar que en cualquier escuela, cualquier padre de familia y cualquier estudiante que necesita información lo van a tener disponible en cuanto lo piden. Entonces quiero asegurarles que están bien cuidados y que no dejen de asistir a la escuela. I hope that's a Spanish speaker. Breathing, Chief. So let me just share a little bit of what we're doing in HISD. Here are some examples. We've distributed immigration rights fact sheets in 4 languages, in English, in Spanish, Arabic, and Vietnamese to all of our schools. They are also provided on our website, the HISD website. This past Saturday, I was very excited that HISD hosted a Dream Summit, which actually helped all of our immigrant students and families with the application process for FAFSA. We had colleges and universities present, and we wanted to make sure that our families had workshops not only on how to get into college, but also how to apply for financial aid and how to be able to be persistent in college. Our teachers are also involved with this game. The teachers are using this time as a teachable moment, and we've provided materials where they are encouraging students to respectfully discuss their thoughts about today's political environment. On the evening of January 4th, we are partnering with Univision Television, where we will host a live phone bank to answer parents' questions about immigration and immigration status. That's January 4th. More information will be forthcoming. Our Board of Education has been very, very aggressive in this regard and has adopted one of the nation's strongest anti-bullying, anti-harassment policies. We do not tolerate anyone bullying or harassing students on the basis of their race, religion, nation of origin, immigration status, or gender identity. So we join with the mayor in being very strong about that. And more than anything, we want to make sure that any student that feels that they are being harassed in any way, shape, or form, that they come forward, they tell an adult, and we will respond accordingly. We want to make sure that this is very clear. Elections are elections, but safety and learning continues, and you are safe, and we want to provide that environment. Now, I think it's also important to highlight what we are not doing in the Houston Independent School District. Public schools are not in the immigration and law enforcement business, so we will never become part of the immigration and law enforcement business. If you walk through our door and you live in Houston, you have a right to public education.
Yes.
So we accept all children into our schools and no immigration questions are ever asked. We do not track students' immigration status. That's not our business. If you are here, you are welcome, and if you are welcome, you are part of Houston and you belong in our schools. So with that, I am proud to stand representing the Board of Education and the Houston Independent School District with our courageous mayor, Mayor Turner, and all of our courageous elected officials and community leaders here to say that Houston is not a place that simply accepts the immigrant community. We embrace our newcomers and we stand with you. And because the better and the stronger we are as a city, the stronger we are as a nation. So, you are safe, están seguros, y nos vemos en la escuela todos los días. We'll see you in school every single day.
I want to thank the HISD Superintendent for those words. Now let me call on the Chief of Houston Police Department, Chief Oscillator.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Mayor and Doc. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being here, Congresswoman. It's really an honor to be here this morning, and I think the Doc really mentioned it, that what really is attractive to this city, besides the leadership, is the diversity. And just look around this room. This is a beautiful room. It's a rainbow coalition of people from around the world, and I'm proud to stand here with everyone. The Houston Police Department, as we've said before, and we'll say again, encourages immigrants, refugees, and minority communities to continue to call upon us anytime they need assistance. Immigrants who are victims of a crime or have information regarding criminal activity should not be afraid to contact the Houston Police Department, regardless of their individual status. We are only interested in bringing victims justice and criminals to justice. Immigrant and refugee communities should not fear that HPD will arrest or detain a person because of their nationality or ethnicity, the religion they practice, the language they speak, or how and when they arrived in this country. Police doubling as immigration officials would divert limited resources needed to prevent crimes such as murder, robbery, sexual assault, and to apprehend the criminals who commit them. The Houston Police Department is committed to providing services to all Houstonians and to make sure that the city of Houston continues to be a welcoming city for all that have made the decision to live and work in this great city. And this is not just the Houston Police Department, but I think it's the profession we call American policing, the best policing in the nation. We will have a singular focus going after those that would do harm to this community or any community around the country. And so, in closing, to the Spanish community, acuérdese que como su jefe de la policía aquí en Houston y mis colegas en este departamento, en esta zona, en este estado, en este país, acuérdese que el único que tiene que tener temor a la policía local, a los sheriffs y a la policía estatal es el criminal y el delincuente. Si es testigo de una o víctima de un crimen, acuérdese que aquí estamos a servirles, no somos agentes de la inmigración y vamos a estar aquí para traerle justicia a la víctima y el criminal a la justicia. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your leadership on this issue, and thank you, everybody, for your commitment to diversity, including that we are a respectful, inclusive, and welcoming city, the city of Houston, Texas. Thank you.
Final two brief speakers will be Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and then State Senator Sylvia Garcia. Okay. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee.
What a proud moment for this city. I can feel the richness of the diversity in this room, and really I'm jumping for joy, and I promise you I won't cast a dance right now. But thank you, Mayor, very much for reinforcing the moral compass of this city. As a member of the United States Congress, let me join you in reinforcing that laws govern our nation, not policies. There is a federal hate crimes law that, regardless of what administration is in, has to be enforced. We will assure you in the United States Congress and the Department of Justice that I have oversight over, we will enforce any actions that call hateful and that are under the federal law. There will be no changes. We will also reinforce the laws that are under the Homeland Security, which do engage in respecting the dignity of all people, as the mayor has indicated. And we will be the city's armor, if you will, to enforce against hate crimes and attacks against immigrants. We welcome newcomers. Finally, let me say that this is an important word to go across the nation and around the world as the kind of city that Houston is already and the kind of nation that we are already. And I can assure you that there will be very strong voices to make sure that regardless of elections, that the voice of Houston is heard. And I ask all of us who are here today to find a mosque, a synagogue, a parish, a church, to find a community that is diverse, to go, to speak, to embrace, to hug our brothers and sisters, not only in this season of joy, but throughout this year. And as we do it, let us do it with not self-righteous pride, but with the kind of pride that reflects the leader of this city, our mayor, who has called us to action. Let me say to the mayor, I stand as your friend and an advocate in Washington that all of the laws that will assist the superintendent, the chief of police, and others to protect our wonderful, new, and continuing to grow community of many languages and cultures, we will protect you under the flag of the United States of America. Thank you, Mayor, for your leadership.
Thank you, Councilman. Stay seated, Mr. Uvasi.
Good morning. First of all, I think I'm going to express my sincere thanks to Mayor Turner for taking the stand that he's taking today. This is truly a milestone in the history of this city. You know, many years ago, I came to this city with everything I owned in a little Volkswagen Blue Beetle. Everything was in there. And I came here, Mayor, for one simple reason. I was looking for a job. And many people from many countries, from many cities, and yes, other states, do the same thing today, don't they? And why? Because we know that this city is a city that is open, and it's a city of opportunity. And it is that for everyone, and I mean everyone. I'm reminded of what my Pope said when I was in El Paso area when he visited. And he said that we should be about building bridges, not walls. Mayor, today you and the superintendent and the police chief have sent that strong message, not only to everyone in this city, but this state and this country, that this city is about building bridges, it's about extending hands and welcoming everyone. And when we say that, we mean everyone. So thank you all again. And you know, I think it's interesting that all the men are keeping it open, but it's the women that are going to have to defend the politics. because for Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and myself, we'll be out in the trenches, in the halls of Congress, in the halls of the Senate or the House, because there are many colleagues there that join us, because we know that the climate is different. But we will be there to stand shoulder to shoulder, and we too want to make sure that everyone knows that we're there with you, and we believe in security and safety for everyone, and we will be a welcoming state. That is a Texas value, and we'll continue to fight for it. Thank you all for being here.
And lastly, I simply could not end this without, you have someone on the federal level and then in the state senate, but State Representative Jean Wu. Where's Jean? Oh, Jean, you're so far back, but you got it. State Representative Jean Wu.
Thank you. Welcome to my district. You know, it really warms my heart to see everyone here because I am an immigrant. I am a child of immigrants. I represent a community made up of immigrants and many people around the world of different ethnicities, races, religions, languages, and cultures. We here in Southwest Houston have shown the world what it means to be tolerant, to be diverse, and to live in harmony with everyone else. This is a message for the entire city of Houston, to the entire state of Texas, to the entire United States, that we are made of one people, the people of the United States of America. We will not be divided, and we will stand together as one. Thank you so much.
And there is no way that I'm going to return to city council and ask for people's vote if I come to someone's district and for the closing comments, please welcome the city council person from District J, Councilmember Mike Laster.
Good morning. I've invited my colleague, Councilmember Gallegos from District I, to be with us as well. And Mayor, I want to thank you for your good words this morning. Look around this room and you see not only District J, but you do see Houston. I have the profound honor of being able to represent 180,000 souls with 85 different language communities in this neighborhood. We are literally from everywhere. We are Republicans and Democrats, we are conservatives, we are liberals, we are across the board Houstonians. And today is a day for us to continue to reflect on that, not only the diversity, but the strength that comes from that, the community that comes from that. And I'm sure that my colleague, Robert Gallegos, who I'll ask to say just a word, would agree with me that at City Hall, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that Houstonians of all stripes, colors, political creeds, and faiths are not only respected, but are heard. Thank you and God bless, and welcome to District J.
Good morning. First, I want to also thank Councilmember Laster for welcoming us here in his district. District I, there's 76% of the population is Hispanic. I'm a first-generation American. My parents came from Mexico. They raised 7 children. I can't even remember the count on the number of great nieces, great nephews, great nieces, great nephews, and we're all out there in the community, and we're working, and we're making this city great. So to basically state that someone comes from another country and they're basically a hindrance to this economy, that is not the case. Again, my parents came from Mexico. I'm first generation American, and we are working very, very hard, me and my family. And also my office is open to anyone that has immigration issues. And there's a number of individuals here that have come to my office to address those issues. And it will continue to be open to address those issues. So again, thank you, Councilmember Laster. Thank you, Mayor. And again, we're here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you very much.